Hi there. I want to do a quick video about the love hypothesis. I read this about a week ago, and best believe it did not take a week for me to finish it. Let me give you a visual representation on my feelings on this book. Just hold on one second. So I have this copy, right? I first got the ebook and then I went and got the physical copy. So it's typically never that serious for me. It's very rare that I buy multiple copies of the same book, whether it be like special edition physical copies, or if I have an ebook, you buy a book once and that should be it. But I got two copies of it because I just had to have the physical form of it because I enjoyed it that much. I completely got swept into the hype. I was very skeptical, very skeptical. I first heard that it was Raylo fanfic, and I'm not really huge into fan fiction fandom lore of Star Wars at all, in any iteration at all. Like, I've really stayed away from that sector of fandom. Like, I'm deeply entrenched in fandom, but not in that kind of fandom. But I heard so many great things that I had to check it out, and I'm so glad I did. I can't get over how charming of a book I think this is. Hypothesis just was everything that I was looking for, and a really sweet rom-com. It had its basic story. We're dealing with two scientists here. It has this really, really nice overall succinction on how important it is for women to be in STEM. And I love that, Olive was a scientist, and that she had this research project that she felt really emotionally resonant with, and that it was her passion, and that was her backstory, and it wasn't just focused on the romance element, but the romance element really played well. I love Adam. I can't really say much about the tropes that exist in the Raylo fandom era, because again, I don't really read Raylo fan fiction, but I can say that the book is really self-aware. I can tell that the archetypes of the characters, like Olive's friends, were clear representation of like Finn and Poe. And I I just found the book just insanely joyful. The tropes were really well integrated. The book was self-aware. The book could poke fun of itself, yet there is emotionally resonant story behind it, and it mainly does with the research that Olive is doing and the breakthrough that she's trying to achieve with her research as far as pancreatic cancer, and finding some diagnostic tools that would be helpful in early detection. The romance itself, like, it starts off kind of like enemies to lovers, but not really. But I kind of like the misunderstandings that were happening between the two of them. One of the complaints I could see a lot of people saying, outside if they just don't like the novel at all, is that it's not so much miscommunication, but a lot of the conflicts could be resolved if they were told like within the second act. So like if they had just really like a honest conversation, the relationship wouldn't have been pulled for that long as far as like tension is concerned. But I actually didn't care because I was so insanely charmed by this book. I just found it really entertaining. Their intimate scenes were fantastic. I didn't feel like they were cringy, but they're really hot. There is some great one-liners that the hero drops. I think at one point, there's like a subplot where it deals with sexism, and Olive is being sexually harassed, and there's like this big confrontation scene, and the hero just essentially goes, Adam, he goes right up to the aggressor and he's like, I am going to kill you. Like, if you ever talk to my woman like this again, sorry, that's kind of getting into spoilers. My I don't mean to spoil anybody, but let me just say that there's this really big confrontation scene, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna kill you, dude. Like, let me just get at you, anyways." And I know that whole barbaric, overtly aggressive, macho, mask presenting like scenes can sometimes be a turnoff for readers, but I just think it worked in this setting, and I just loved another scene where there's a line, and sorry, these are like mild spoilers, but I don't think it should stop you from reading it if you're still like on the fence about it. I think there's at one point he Adam says to Olive, "Look, I'm going to go handle this situation and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to take care of you." And it's just like the simple line mic drops like that that just make or break a romance. It just, like, I'm telling you all this out of context, but in context in the book, it just works so well. I have been so surprised by my reception to this. And I have to say, just by me buying 2 copies of it should tell you how much I enjoy it. There's so many amazing books out there from so many genres. You know, there's books that have the most highest of acclaim, and I'll read them, and I recognize that they're good work and narratively they're really well constructed, yet I won't go out and buy like multiple copies of it. But books that just make me feel warm and fuzzy and cozy, that are just simply enjoyable to read, I will have copies upon copies so that I can reread them. Let me tell you, I'm going to reread this again. So that is my long, rambly review. I love The Love Hypothesis. I think it's worth the hype. I don't know, if you're someone that is super picky with your romance novels, you're a very well seasoned romance reader, and you have super high expectations, and you want like a really dark, twisty romance that is journ bending, maybe this isn't for you. But if you're someone just likes cute, fluffy reads, and you just want something that's just really warm and just easy to digest, and you just want something cutesy that just kind of hits the spot, I think this is the book for you. I enjoyed it so much, and this is what I was looking for in my romance this year. Like, I've been looking for that one rom-com that just makes me feel that good. Like, I can't remember the last time I felt this good about a romance novel since like the Talia Hibbert Brown Sisters trilogy and the Hating Game by Sally Thorne. And I know that book is really contentious with a lot of romance readers in general, but I still love The Hating Game, and it's still up there. And even though those 2 books are like polar opposites of one another, it just reminds me of the feeling I had when I finished it. Like, I just overall enjoyed it. So that's my review. Hope you enjoyed it. See you later. Peace.